Have you ever wondered when is the best time to look at a home or to get it inspected? Maybe you've thought we should reschedule that tour because it's raining outside, and maybe we should wait for a sunny day. Listen to this podcast and I'll tell you why you should keep that rainy day appointment. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Realty Podcast with Tony Griffin, Keller Williams 1, Greensboro, North Carolina, Kim Mathis and Associates. And today I wanted to talk more about rain and other inclement weather and why it's still a good idea to not only keep your home tour appointments, but also definitely still keeping your home inspection appointments for these inclement weather type days. I went ahead and broke it down into just a few different categories. We've got the outside and we've got the inside. So this is why it's important to still see that home in inclement weather, or at least try and schedule a home inspection when it's inclement weather outside. On the outside, you're going to want to look for leaks. So you're going to want to look for leaks in the gutters, any clogged gutters that are creating like a waterfall effect while it's raining. Maybe that's right over the front stoop. And every time you step out, you're going to get drenched. Maybe it's on the back deck. Maybe it's a situation where you notice a leak going in between the siding of the house, or you notice that water is starting to pool up near the crawl space vents. Uh, or the crawl space vents might be level or even under the level of the ground, and you notice the water is starting to pool. So you're going to want to look for those types of leaks or for standing water. You're also going to want to look for proper drainage of the home. So this falls into clogged gutters, making sure the downspouts are pointing away from the house, and if they need extenders on the downspouts to get the water even further away, you can look for areas where the downspouts have created erosion in the ground and created their own little pockets of trenches and little ditches around the house where you can tell water has started to really flow. Is the crawl space dry? Is the attic dry? Now, this might be more so something that a home inspector would want to take a look at. But if you're so inclined and you have access to the crawl space of the attic, make sure to go up there. See if you see any leaks. See if you see standing water in the crawl space or anything like that, because that can give you an indication of the overall condition of the house. But keep in mind, if there's water in the crawl space, that can lead to all other instances of issues. So you might have a furnace in the crawl space. That standing water could get into the furnace or into the air ducts, depending on how low to the ground it is, and damage your HVAC system. You might have your water heater in the crawl space, and it could erode and corrode the bottom of the water heater, and it runs out faster, and you've got to get it replaced. It could lead to fungal growth or other types of moisture-related issues inside of the crawl space if it's not dry and kept in the condition that it's supposed to be. Just like with an attic, you might have a leak that's starting to wear some of those rafters, and it gets down into the ceiling, and now you've got leak in the ceiling and you're not really sure where it's coming from. So that's why it's important to check that attic space. Look for overhanging trees. Sometimes this isn't always the most prevalent thing, especially when it's a sunny, beautiful day outside. You might be so excited with the yard space that you're not really looking to see those overhanging trees that during a stormy situation are dropping leaves or maybe dropping small branches on the roof that would be benefited from having a tree trimming, or at the very least, making sure those gutters are cleaned out. Also, this is a great opportunity to look at the condition of the fences and sheds if there happen to be any on the property. You know, is the wind blowing kind of hard and that's causing the shed to sway side to side, or is it causing the fence to creak or move back and forth? Things along those lines to let you know a little bit more about the condition of those exterior features. If you're looking for a home in the middle of summer, especially here in Greensboro, we usually go through some pretty dry spells during the summer months, and you might not get the opportunity to see how the home's going to react on a rainy day. So being able to see that is a great benefit, especially because while we might have a pretty dry summer, we might have a pretty wet fall or winter. So knowing what to expect when those things happen are huge. Other things to look for, something on the inside. Look for leaks near the windows and the doors. How's the HVAC system working, especially if it's a pretty nasty storm and it's dropped the temperature considerably? Is the HVAC still functioning as intended? Did it shut off the way it's supposed to? Are you noticing any weird sounds with the HVAC system when it's shutting off? Take a look at your entry points and your exit points for the house. Again, look to see if you've got that waterfall type situation. If it's raining really hard and you've got to get from your car to the front door or from the front door to your car, and you can't go through like a garage situation or anything like that, how soaked are you going to be? Is it going to be an inconvenience for you? Something along those lines can make a difference between if it's a good house or the right house. And just like that, there's other things you're going to want to do as far as home inspections go. Always want to keep inclement weather inspections for home inspectors. In the summer months, you'll probably want to try and get those home inspectors to see that house as their first appointment, maybe 8 or 9 a.m. for a few different reasons. In the summer, it's usually still a little bit cooler during the morning, and that can still give them an opportunity to test the HVAC fully. They can turn the heat on and see if it kicks in. As a home inspector, they're not going to try that heat if it's a 95-degree day and the middle of the afternoon. They're not going to attempt to try to heat because that can cause an overload for the HVAC system and can lead to issues. So in the summer months, have them come in early so they can test that heat when maybe it's still 60 degrees outside. On the flip side of that, if it's the winter, say it's the beginning of or middle of January, and it's super cold in the morning, and the heat's going to be running, but you really want to test the AC and see if the AC is working. Maybe you have that scheduled for later on in the afternoon, so it's at least maybe a 50 or 60-degree day, and it doesn't get to the point of trying to run the AC when it's 30 something degrees outside. Little tips and tricks like that can help to make sure that you really are getting a great understanding and overview of the true condition of the house. So inclement weather, changes in temperature, that's always a great thing when you're looking at a house. And also keep in mind, just because you saw the house once and you put in the offer, that doesn't mean you're not allowed to come back. Ask your agent if you ever have questions about the condition of the house, and you notice maybe it's going to rain on Tuesday, and we went under contract 2 weeks ago. This is the first rain. I'd really love to see how the house responds to the rain. Get in contact with your agent, talk to your real estate professional, see if we can get another showing scheduled, just to make sure it's truly the right house for you. Little things like that can go a long way to making sure that you're happy and comfortable in your new home. So, if you want more tips and tricks on what to look for when going through a house, more ideas of what you can look for during inclement weather, text me. My phone number is 757-719-4717. I would be happy to engage in conversation with you. Make sure I can do everything possible to help you find the right home. Also, you can always click the link below. Thank you guys so much for listening. I look forward to talking to you next time. Have a great week.